Okay, we're behind the scenes here at the Household Cavalry Barracks, and we've got Trooper Harry Morton here, whose horse behind me is called
Onyx.
Onyx, and Onyx is a trumpeter's horse. Harry, can you tell us a bit about why trumpeter's horses are grey, and tell us a bit more about Onyx?
Onyx is a blue and roll horse, and we're going to be riding that on with the lifeguard standard today because the horse we should be using, Phantom, is a little bit scared of the arena and the hundreds of people clapping and the lights and stuff, so this one's a little bit more confident, so we're going to use that this evening.
I suppose if a horse starts moving around, it's quite difficult to play the trumpet on top of the horse, is it?
Trumpeters, yeah, very much so. So there's one call that will play on the move, which is the Royal Salute, and that's pretty difficult when you're moving, so you've got to sort of come down to a steady walk. Obviously halted is the best way to play the call. And
do you these horses go through any special training to ensure that they are quiet when the bands are playing and the trumpet's on top?
Yeah, so the greys and all the band horses tend to be the older horses in the regiment because they're sort of used to the parades and the instruments, but the greys obviously are just predominantly band horses, so when they go through training they do get a lot of sort of trumpets and extra sort of things thrown in there.
Okay, and how long have you been a trumpeter with the Household Cavalry?
I've been in the regiment for a year now, and I passed out my trumpeter's course in January this year. So.
And what does it mean to you to be here at the Queen's 90th birthday celebrations at Windsor?
All parades are good and special, but I suppose when the opportunity comes around for an anniversary or something like the royal wedding and the 90th birthday, it's always a little bit more special.
Harry, Onyx here has got one hell of a stain on its withers there. What are the secrets about getting your greys looking so superb for parades?
There's two tricks really. You can if it's a bad stain, it's a good wet groom and a dry out, or my favourite is a dry groom and plenty of chalk.
Plenty of chalk, so just any dust come off when you're riding? Does it get on your uniform at all?
No, just give it a rigid brush off before, so let all the excess chalk off, and should be okay.
Okay, so when we see Onyx tonight then, looking absolutely perfect without a stain on it?
Hopefully so.
Excellent, thanks. Okay, Harry, we've been and seen the greys. We're now here with the black horses, the Cavalry Blacks. Can you tell us why they're called Cavalry Blacks and why you use black horses?
It's a little bit hard to pinpoint the reason why they're called Cav Blacks, but the reason predominantly pinned on it is the fact that when we were a formation cavalry regiment hundreds of years ago, the blacks would be easier to groom and keep tidy in the field, whereas obviously a grey, as we've just seen, is slightly harder.
Yeah. And tell me about this horse here, please.
Yeoman is in my troop, one troop, the lifeguards. He's not 23 years of age. He was a year older than me, and he was purchased in '97 by the cavalry, so he's been on parade for the best part of 18 years now. And he's a well-rounded horse, and he should be looking towards retiring soon and getting replaced by another horse. But the reason why they're keeping him is because he keeps doing the job and he's staying fit, which is the main thing. Okay,
now you are a trumpeter and you've also been on the musical ride itself. Tell me the difference between being a trumpeter and being on the rides proper.
Being on the musical ride is different to trumpeting vastly, because as a trumpeter you tend to be still or have a less major role in parades, just playing the trumpet, whereas riding on the Cav Black, you are more active in the parade and you're doing a larger job, and the eye tends to be more on you as a collective. And
would you prefer being a trumpeter or being on the ride?
Both have different perks. Trumpeter's definitely easier, so I would say I prefer being a trumpeter, but riding the Cav Blacks is always special when you're on a parade. Okay,
use chalk to get the grey horses looking good. What do you use on Yeoman? Do you use shoe polish?
A good groom, mane and tail, and we use kiwi black polish on its hooves before we hoof forward to get a deep shine.
Brilliant, thanks Harry. Okay, here we are in the tent where the Household Cavalry keep all their equipment. Got Trooper Josh Clark here. Josh is getting the kit ready for the performance tonight. Josh, can you just tell us about the kit that you've got there?
Yeah, of course. So here I have the headstock and the stake bit. Stake bit, we've got a battle on here, Battle of Waterloo, Peninsula Brass, which we keep on, along with the breastplate over there, which will go around the horse. This will go around the horse's head, and then we've got the reins here that control the horse. Obviously, we're around, thousands of civilians, and we like to keep the horses as controlled as possible.
Okay, and what's this here?
This here is the bridle chain, which we used in battle to basically protect the horse from sword blade. So we keep that due to the Household Cavalry tradition.
Okay, and tell us a bit about the boots here and what work you do to get such an amazing shine on those boots.
Yeah, of course. These boots are our main pride and joy. It's what all of us as troopers and as officers, we like to take our pride into that. So it takes most time. So we'd use a didge, which is this, to pad into the boot, the polish into the leather. Once it's got a sufficient amount of polish in there, we'd then finish off nice and lightly with a little bit of water, using I use Prey Gloss to bring out a bit of a shine to it. And the more time you spend on it, the greater the shine and the more greater the look of the boot.
Yeah. And I know you guys have been working really, really hard here for this week. Can you just tell us about the time scales that you've had to be on?
So we're up 5:30 in the morning. Have breakfast back down the yard, 6 o'clock. Getting with the horses ready, make sure the horses are sufficient for the day, so they have their feed, their hay, make sure they're skipped out, the yard's looking good, so we have people walking around, and just making sure everything is tip-top, because the horses are out a couple of times a day, especially in the evening. We don't finish till midnight here tonight, and then back in, get ourselves obviously sorted, our own admin sorted, and in the meantime, throughout the day, we have to clean this kit up to obviously a quality standard for the Queen and see civilians around, and then back in tomorrow morning.
So how many hours kip this week a night would you say?
Roughly 4 hours a night.
4 hours kip, and getting the kit this good, it's incredible work, and it shows when you go out on parades. Which is the bit that, or the bit of the equipment takes the most to get right?
The most to get right, Reins was a sufficient one, because they're really there right on show, along with the head kit here, the nose band, the brow band. So everyone's going to see that horse in front, so going to see the shine on it, and then obviously the jack boots as well, because that's right there in front of everyone.
Josh, you do a brilliant job. Household Cavalry do a great job. Thanks very much indeed.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Okay, now we're here with Trooper George Collins, and George, you look after Mercury, the drum horse. Can you just tell us a little bit about Mercury, please?
Mercury's Clydesdale, and he's about, I think he's 13 years old. He's the Blues and Royals drum horse.
Okay.
So, and,
tell us a bit about his hair.
we're not allowed to trim him at all, ever. Only if we get the Queen's permission, and that's normally for like treatments. If they've got something wrong with the feathers or a cut, then we can only trim like a little bit, just to get in there.
And does Mercury have a rank?
Once he has the kit on, he holds the rank of Major. I think you're meant to salute it, but I don't
Oh really?
know.
Okay. Do you salute Mercury in the mornings?
No, I don't.
And what can you tell us about Mercury? Have you got any little traits that he's got up his sleeve somewhere along the line?
Don't know really.
Easy to ride?
Yeah, he's probably one of the best calm drum horses.
Likes his food?
Yeah, definitely.
So if you were to cut his hair, what do you reckon he'd say?
Don't think he'd be very happy.
Okay. All right, George, thanks very much indeed.
Right.
And thank you, Mercury. I'd just like to thank the Household Cavalry Mounted Regiment for showing us around their lines here and their musical ride and the tremendous job and the professional job they do for the Queen's 90th birthday celebrations and everything else that the Cavalry Regiment do for the Army. Brilliant to learn about the way they clean their kit and the greys and the trumpeters and the Cavalry Blacks.